Okay, so now it's my turn to implement the requirements from the last video. And this also gives you a chance to see how I would implement these requirements. So here is my website, which I will be adding in functionality throughout this course. So the first thing we need to do, the first requirement was to create 2 taxonomy vocabularies. So let's go to structure, taxonomy, and the first one was blog categories. So I'll enter in blog categories as the name and then click on save. And then click on add a term. And the 3 terms we had to add in were Drupal, Joomla, and finally WordPress. So let's go back to our blog categories, and then we can see our terms right here. Perfect. Now let's create the listing categories vocabulary. So let's go back to taxonomy and then click on add vocabulary and enter in listing categories and click on save. And let's create our 3 terms. So click on add a term and enter in banking, information technology. Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. And last but not least, marketing. And then let's check out our terms. Everything looks correct. And now let's go ahead and create our 2 content types. So go to structure, content types, and then click on add content type and enter in blog. And then we'll give it a description of used for blogging. Let's leave everything here as it is and then just uncheck promote to front page. And let's just uncheck main navigation under main settings because we won't be adding in blogs to the menu system. So click on save and manage fields. And you can see that the body field is already here, which is great. So now we need to add in 4 more fields. So click on add field and let's add in our existing fields first. So we need tags. So make sure you select tags from vocabulary and also create reference entities if they don't already exist. And then click on save settings. Again, click on add field and this time we will create a field for our blog categories. So scroll all the way down until you see taxonomy term and let's enter in a label of blog categories and click on save and continue. Let's make it unlimited. So you can select unlimited categories and then click on save field settings. And then simply check blog categories under vocabulary and then click on save settings. And again, click on add field and let's add the comment field. And then click on save settings. And last but not least, let's create a field for the featured image. But what we need to do is we need to enable the media module. So let's just click on extend and then search for media and click install. And let's go back to our manage fields on the blog content type. And this time click on add field and then select media under reference. And let's give it a label of featured image and click on save and continue. Click on save field settings and make sure you select under media type image and then click on save settings. Now let's quickly configure the widgets because I do know if we open up our blog content type, I do know that the tags and the blog categories aren't going to work exactly the way we want them. So I think with the blog categories, let's make it a drop down and we need to change these tags to use the autocomplete tag style widget. So let's go back to our manage fields and then click on manage form display and then scroll all the way down and let's change blog categories to be a select list and tags to be autocomplete tags style. And now if we refresh our create blog form, you can see that our blog categories is now a multi-select element, and then our tags will allow us to select or enter in any type of tags. Okay, so at this point we have created our blog content type. Let's go ahead and create our listing content type. So let me just close these tabs and let's go back to content type. So go to structure, content types, and click on add content type and enter in listing as the name, and let's enter in a description of used for displaying listings. And under publishing options, let's just uncheck promoted to front page, and under menu settings, let's just uncheck main navigation because you won't be adding a listing to a menu. And then just click on save and manage fields. And as we expected, the body field is there, which is great. Click on add field and let's select media under reference. And this will be our logo field. And then make sure you select image and click on add field again. And this time select taxonomy term under reference and enter in listing categories and then click on save and continue. Let's make the allowed number of values unlimited and then click on save field settings and make sure you select listing categories under vocabulary and then click on save settings and again click on add field and this time select email for our email field and then of course entering the label email, then click on save and continue. Let's just leave everything as it is. And last but not least, let's create our website field. So again, click on add field and this time select link and enter in website, then click on save and continue. Let's make this link text field disabled because it's not really required. And under allowed link type, select external links only. Because 9 times out of 10, we will be linking to a separate website. And then click on save settings. Let's open up the actual listing page because I want to see what the widgets look like. And then if we have a look here, we can see that listing categories is an autocomplete field. Let's just change that to a select list. So click on manage form display, then scroll all the way down until you see listing categories and then select list. Then click on save. And then if we refresh, we get a multi-select element, which is great. Let's just cover what we implemented. We created 2 vocabularies, blog categories and listing categories, and then we went ahead and created 2 content types, one called blog and another called listing.